Now, I just wanted to start this video off by saying I already had a video on the first season, but it got taken down due to copyright and stuff like that. Hopefully this one gets to stay up, but I can't call it. Now, even though season one got took down, there's really no point in me giving a recap. All you really need to know is that boy right here used to be weak and now he's strong. And now the whole anime, he's just stunning on it. His name is Jinwoo, by the way, but I'm pretty sure you already know who he is. So season 2 starts off with him just getting right into it. Jinwoo ends up entering a dungeon with some other people because he's still seen as an E rank. So for him to be able to get into stronger dungeons so he can get stronger, he gotta go with other people. But when they get in the dungeon, guess what happens? The dungeon turned out to be way more dangerous than they thought it was. If you watch the first season, you already know this is a common trope and it happens pretty much every single time Jinwoo goes to any place that's not supposed to be strong. But it's cool because at this point he's just here to flex. He kind of gave up on the hiding your powers thing in season 1. This dude out here summoning max rank soldiers just to fight some bears and shit. I mean, I know you're a necromancer, but sending out Igris just to fight a bear is crazy. Meanwhile, some of the other people who went in the dungeon are getting up. Now, one of the dudes that was getting messed up while Jinwoo was just out doing his thing ended up charging him all mad and shit because he's not helping out. He's mad at bro because he was hiding his powers while his homies were getting murked off. But instead of, having a conversation with bro, this nigga Jinwoo just palmed the back of his head and smacked him away. And right after that, he got to boxing with some other monsters in the area. And in the middle of the fight, I guess this dude wanted to get back up and try to attack bro like he didn't just facepalm you a second ago. But this time bro showed no mercy. He just had Igris catch the body. If you watched the first season, you already know Jinwoo. He killed humans too. He really don't care. And literally right after killing bro, he turned him into a summon. And then he made him fight for him right after killing him. While he was in here, he was fighting like this snow elf thing. I don't really remember his name. I cannot lie to you though. This dude is kind of cool. I don't remember his name, but he was getting jumped by Igris, Jinwoo, and this new summon he just got, and he was holding it down. But that was until Jinwoo hit bro with a sneak attack. And this is like one of the coldest moments in this season, because right after hitting bro with the sneak attack, he do a little walk off and have his little homie in the back handle it. I seen this moment on TikTok before I even watched the show. I'm telling you, this dude Jinwoo is only doing it for the fun of it at this point. Not only did he walk off, he walked off and turned invisible at the same time. There was no purpose in that. This dude right here was already smoked. He just felt like doing it. But after killing that elf dude, they were able to leave the dungeon that was harder than it was supposed to. But I guess for some reason after that event, Jinwoo decided he wanted to just stop smurfing. So he goes in to get his rank reassessed because he had the reawakening. And of course, since it's Jinwoo, when he comes back in for a reassessment, they say his power is too high to be classified. So they just put him as an S rank. And just to feed into bro's ego a little more, a leader of one of the strongest guilds just happens to be here at the perfect time. And after overhearing this shit about Jinwoo being an S rank, he obviously wanted to recruit bro. But if you know Jinwoo, he's a lone ranger. So he just walks past bro's open invite. He had dude questioning everything he's built up. He thought since he was in one of the strongest guilds, anybody would be joyous to join his shit. But then we got Jinwoo who rather just hit the dungeon solo so he can get stronger. And now here's why I say Jinwoo is just doing this shit to flex. Because even now that he's recognized as a S rank, he continues to go on these undercover missions with other adventurers just so he could farm. So he ends up going on a dungeon raid with this group, and guess what happens while he's in this dungeon? It turns out to be stronger than they thought it would be. Whoop-de-fucking-do. What a surprise. And once again, Jinwoo is stuck saving the day because all these other adventurers who are supposed to be competent are always incompetent, and Jinwoo's the only one who could fight anything. He didn't come in here with some ragtag of adventurers. These were all A ranks, but I guess Jinwoo's the only one who could do anything here. Now I know the way I'm saying it, I'm making it sound weak, but trust me, I actually rock with the show. The fights in this are tough. They make up for the repeating storyline. Now after showing off his powers in front of some A ranks, obviously this brought even more attention to his name. The Little Hunters organization ended up bringing him in because they wanted to see how strong bro really was. Even though they know he's a S rank, they wanted to see like the measurement of his power. And you already know Jinwoo likes to flex. As much as he tries to act like the subtle background character, this dude do not pull back. He ended up summoning his whole army in here just because he even had other S ranks that were watching this happen get intimidated by his power. Obviously, after this, they're gonna try signing him to the guild again. Once more, he declines, but this time, that whole little thing was being broadcasted, so now everybody in the country knows about him. They had bro on the national news showing off his power. You know, bro was giddy in his mind for this shit. He be trying to act like he don't care about the powers and shit, but the way he acting, you know he do. Now, if any of you remember, back in the first season, he ended up unlocking this personal dungeon that got 100 floors to it or whatever, and then once he hit floor 100, there was actually a potion that could cure any illness. And I don't know if you remember, but the whole reason he's doing this is so he can cure his mother's illness, because you know she's in like some sleep paralysis coma type of thing, but he hasn't really been able to climb through the dungeon yet because he wasn't strong enough. Well, now he came back because he thinks he's strong enough now, and he gets to the dungeon just fine until he gets to the top floor when he gotta fight the final boss. Jinwoo actually has not struggled in a fight for a long time until now, but I mean, this is the final boss in his personal floor, so you gotta expect him to be somewhat decent. During the fight, he actually ended up running out of mana, and so for the first time in forever, he actually had to run the ones. And oh my god, these niggas was going crazy. I'll say a lot about the plot, but you can't say they don't beat boxing. It's the same with God of High School. Now, even though it seems like he's at the disadvantage, obviously Jinwoo's still gonna win. He ends up knocking dude's head clean off, and then that's the end of that. And then right after that, he went and cured his mom of her 4-year coma. But like, who really gives a fuck? It's not like that was the whole point of the show. This has to be like the first time bro's shown any type of emotion since the start of the show. And I mean the start of season 1. Now, even though Jinwoo got his main thing out the way, we still ain't done yet. They mentioned it a bit in the first season, but there's actually this island not too far from him that's full of monsters. And I guess just now they decided to do an expedition to clear out that island. So they send out a whole bunch of strong hunters to go clear it out. And these ain't just some A rank hunters. Everyone they sent was a S rank. Pretty much every strong nigga is here besides Jinwoo. He decided to sit it out because he thought all these S ranks would have it covered. But at this point, you should already know what this show's about. The S ranks had everything covered, but then boom, this ultra strong monster pops up out of nowhere and it starts fucking up the S ranks like they're nothing. And obviously, since nobody else can do anything, Jinwoo gotta pop up and do everything. What's the point of having all these S ranks if Jinwoo's the only competent guy? I literally just said it earlier with the A ranks. Now we got S ranks who can't do anything, and Jinwoo's the only one doing anything. Man, oh my fucking god, they decided to go crazy with the fighting once again. I really enjoy this new wave of anime where they just have to go crazy in every fight scene, or it's just not it. Now, obviously, Jinwoo's gonna win the fight. He pulled up and saved the day once again. We had this uber strong boss who was smacking around S ranks like it's casual, and then we got Jinwoo who beats the dude who is smacking S ranks, and he does it like it's nothing. Now, after Jinwoo beat that thing, that was pretty much the end of the anime. There was one more episode after that, but it was pretty much just the episode where they were summing things up and they were hyping up potential plots for the next season because they just introduced these two niggas like I know who they are. I guess they'll be important in the future, I guess. Let me repeat this one more time. It may sound like I'm giving this show a lot of hate, but I really rock with this show. Not for the story, just for Jinwoo and his amazing fight scenes. It's alright to enjoy a stupid power fantasy once in a while. Anyways, I'll see y'all when I see y'all.